Hello everybody and welcome back to Hallmark Hot Takes. We are in for our fifth review?
Yes.
Fifth review.
That's correct.
We keep getting that wrong. So today we are going to review Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, starring Ashley Williams, who is a Hallmark movie staple. Yes. Loved and reviled in equal measure, I think, sometimes. And Niall Matter, who I don't really remember seeing before, but that's okay. So the premise of the story is Maggie is gearing up for another Christmas on her own until an unexpected house guest shows up at her doorstep. She makes the most out of the situation and even finds comfort in having someone to celebrate with. So we will be reviewing this movie. I will be giving my rating of 5 candy canes.
And I will do the same.
For a combination rating of 10.
canes.
All right, here we go. Okay, so let's talk about this movie. So Maggie is a second grade teacher and a bit of an aspiring artist she's divorced. She has a, I don't know, tweenish daughter. And she is off of work for a few weeks around the holidays, and her daughter is spending time with her dad, so she's a bit on her own.
First time.
Yeah, it's the first time since the divorce. So it's a little bit, yeah, I could see how that'd be hard. So one fine day, she actually is going to get a Christmas tree, and she literally runs a man down with the Christmas tree. And this man is Lucas, who is a bit of a burnt out architect with a chip on his shoulder. And you think this is going to be like a little meet cute, but she actually really injures him. He ends up in a hospital. He needs surgery. It's kind of funny. But, you know, she stays at the hospital and makes sure that he's okay, and his family comes. He's got a brother and sister-in-law and nephew, and he has to, unfortunately, stay where he is, ruining a trip that he had planned for Christmas with his friends to go skiing in Aspen. So he's a little bit upset about that, and there's not a great place for him to stay because he was in town for his nephew's baptism, but now he's got no place to stay. So fortunately, Maggie has a guest house for him that he's going to stay at. So
staying with a complete stranger.
A complete stranger. But she did try to kill him with a Christmas tree. So
yeah,
it's the least she could do. And she did ruin all of his holiday plans.
It's true.
So, you know, Lucas isn't exactly the nicest guy at the beginning. He's just kind of still really mad about his plans. And Maggie Little tries to reach out to him, get him, you know, kind of involved. And she finally convinces him, hey, you know what? I volunteer at this military families children's center that helps out kids whose parents are deployed at the holidays. And he, you know, bristles at first, but he's like, sure, I'll do it. That sounds great. They get there and the kids are building gingerbread houses. Well, wouldn't you know, Lucas is an architect, so he
jumps right in.
This is right in his wheelhouse. Yeah. And then this one little kid's like, hey, can we build a life-size one? And Lucas is like, sure. So that's what they do. They you know, help these kids. He gets these blueprints, architecture plans, blah, blah, blah. And all the while, Maggie and Lucas are getting closer, and we're learning about their lives. And the fact that, you know, Maggie, as an aspiring artist, has always wanted to go to Paris and paint. She always thought that would be so cool, but she never has because, you know, wife, kids, job, it's just never been the right time. And
she's always thinking about others.
Yes.
It's a big theme for her.
It is a big theme for her. She has difficulty asking for help. And we find out a little bit more about Lucas, how he has an ex-fiance, and he's burnt out at work, and he doesn't sure he wants to go back to his job. He's on sabbatical. It's not what he wants to do anymore, but he's been offered this big project, and he's climbed up the corporate ladder. He's super successful, but it's not what he wants. He's sick of working 70, 80 hours a week. And he tells Maggie this cute story about what got him in architecture in the first place. Is this book, what was it, a book that his grandfather had? Something like that. And it was, you know, a book by a famous architect, and it was, you know, about home building, and just, it was the book that got him to want to be an architect, and he doesn't really feel like he has the passion anymore. So it's kind of interesting to see their backstories, and they grow closer, and they go for a carriage ride. Mm-hmm. And on this carriage ride, wouldn't you know, like well before the end of the movie.
30 minutes before the end of the movie.
There's kissing. They are beginning a relationship. It's actually quite cute, and so this happens, and it takes us to the party, and at the party, you know, the the kids get to see their parents on the screen, and they build little gingerbread houses, and the big gingerbread house is a success, and everybody's excited. And Lucas has made some decisions about what he wants out of life, and he tells his friend that he's bought some plane tickets, and Maggie overhears that and thinks that he's bought plane tickets to go back to New York. Had she just listened a few extra minutes, she would have understood that that is not what he meant, that he actually is going to quit his job and make a life in Colorado with his family and start a new career. But Maggie, thinking that he's just going to fly away, she goes up to him and says, hey, you know what, let's just end this here, we're done. And he's like stunned because he was ready to go all in. And he's like, okay, if that's what you really want. So before Lucas leaves, he drops off a couple of Christmas gifts, one for her daughter, one for her, and Maggie in turn gives him the gift that she got for him. They part ways. Maggie opens her gift, and inside is a Christmas sweater from the ugly Christmas sweater party that they went to, and that falls on the floor, 2 plane tickets to Paris.
Wow.
And Maggie is just like, whoa. So Lucas opens his in the car with his buddy. It's the book that he had not been able to find anywhere. They both realize that they screwed up. Lucas hightails his butt back to the house. Maggie's there. They clear up the misunderstanding. They kiss. Lucas takes his luggage into the house. And that is... Oh, well, actually, she is wearing the Christmas sweater at the end of the movie. So technically, she does not kiss a man in a Christmas sweater, but he kisses a woman in a Christmas sweater.
It's 2020.
So it's 2020, that's right.
You can do that.
Women can wear Christmas sweaters.
And be kissed.
True story. So that is Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, which, shockingly enough, she technically didn't.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Stay tuned for the ratings.
All right, everyone, it's your favorite time. The rating.
Rating time!
Candy cane time.
Candy cane time. And I just want everyone to see that I'm on brand tonight. This is my Hallmark shirt.
It's a nice, I don't have one of those.
No, you're not going to.
Oh, okay. So pros and cons and the candy cane rating. We're gonna try this something new tonight. All right, so pros. I love the fact that he got back into architecture with the gingerbread houses. I thought that was a really great way to re-inspire him and get the mojo going on building, was helping these kids and be inspired by the gingerbread houses. I thought the gifts at the end were fantastic.
Floored me with the plan.
I thought the book was very predictable. Like once he said, oh, it was this amazing book I had and I can never find it. Like you knew at some point she was gonna find that book.
Right.
But the most amazing gift was the gift card he got her daughter for this game that she was playing. And the plane tickets. The plane tickets were great. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. So that was fantastic. The cons I had. Early on in the movie, she's a teacher. She says, kids, you're gonna have an hour of homework a day on break. And she's like, just kidding. Have fun. And then right after that, she says, but you have to read 15 minutes a day. He's a liar. The teacher's a liar. Did not like that. I thought he was so stiff. Did not like him for probably 90% of this movie. The lead did not care for him. He was just long time stiff man.
He's going through a crisis.
Like, get it together, man. Get it together. What does it say here? Oh, so the old, this thing, where at the end, where it's like they hear half the story and then they overreact, and then to find out it's just this misunderstanding. I've seen this 1,000 times in the Hallmark movies. Like, it's getting old. It's getting old, Hallmark.
Wow.
Write better. Write better.
Wow.
And then, so then the movie is Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, right? So you think at some point at the end, she'd kiss a man in a Christmas sweater, but
He
she doesn't.
Specifically says not to.
Like, she doesn't. You think they break
she's
that?
Wearing his sweater.
It's dumb.
Okay.
I'm giving
Clearly,
this.
you're not giving it a good rating.
1/2 candy cane.
Stop it.
1/2 candy cane.
You cannot give this a half a candy cane.
I can. I just did. 1/2 candy cane. We're giving it in half increments. It's 0.5 candy canes for those keeping track at home.
Listen. Okay.
You can go. You can have your time now.
I don't even know what to do.
This is like a
right
debate. You can
okay,
have your
listen.
time.
Listen, I will agree and say for the first, I hated everything about the beginning of this movie. I did. I hated it. The only part that I really actually thought was hilarious was when he got ran over by the Christmas tree, because it was so unexpected. Like, you thought it was going to be this meet cute, but he actually was really injured, and I thought that was so hilarious. The rest of it, I hated. I hated him. I kind of hated her. Yeah. But it started to grow on me halfway through. He started to win me over. So the things that I hated, I'll start with the things that I hated. When they did the Christmas tree decorating scene, they were saying they invited Lucas in, and he only came in because they said, well, we're not tall enough to reach the top of the tree. Seriously, the tree was no taller than this. They could totally do it. And then when they were putting the lights on, they were just literally walking around the tree and wrapping the lights around. It was so infuriating.
That's not how you do it. I do it every year.
Okay.
That's not how you do it.
Maggie's best friend, the one who runs the center, I wanted to shoot her half the movie. Actually, the whole movie, because she wasn't really in a lot of the second half. Most annoying character ever. I couldn't take her. I don't ever want to see her again. I agree with you on the whole misunderstanding, not communicating thing. That was really annoying. And then, like, the fact that Maggie, she, like, talked about her dreams, but she never really took ownership of them. Like, Lucas was the one to, like, redecorate her studio.
Right. And
he was the one who got her the plane tickets. And everything just kind of fell into her, and she didn't really have to do anything. The things that I liked is I did admire Maggie's tenacity and kind of, like, not letting Lucas get away with his jerkery in the first part of the movie. She was like, dude, right, give back, do something. Stop sulking like a jerk. So a bad thing happened to you, stop whining like a crybaby. So I kind of like that. Some of the little kids were pretty cute. The one kid who's, you know, I don't know, he was cute. So there was an improvement in some of the kid acting. I liked Lucas's story of trying to find his passion at work, because I think it was really relatable. Here's a guy who's super successful, has everything he's wanted, and it just, I really like that. The surprise plane tickets were, that was amazing. I did not see that coming. When I opened it up, I thought it might be a sweater, because, you know, they had gone to this ugly sweater Christmas party, and it was just this big thing. So I thought, yeah. But when the plane tickets fell out, I was like, oh, that was brilliant. So again, I hated this movie at the beginning. It really started to grow on me. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to compare it to others we've seen. And I'm going to be nicer than a half a candy cane.
Yeah, I'm not even saying like the hook part.
You can't just give it the stick.
It's the stick.
You can't just give it the stick. Okay. I'm a little torn about my rating. There's a lot I didn't like. There's a lot I did like. And because this movie just had a little bit of tenacity in it, and it pulled me in at the end, I'm going to give it 3 candy canes.
3 candy canes. Well done. So total for this movie, with Heidi's generosity, 3.5 candy canes. 3.5 candy canes.
Okay. Okay, so that was our rating for Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater. 3.5 candy canes. And not even the hook on the half a candy cane.
Way at the bottom.
Currently at the bottom of the not-so leaderboard for this movie. It's a real shame. Real shame. Yeah. We'll recover. So the next movie we are going to review is Christmas with the Darlings.
That sounds great.
No idea what to expect with this one, but we hope for better things. All right. Peace, everyone.
Bye.